Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest episode of the Radical Measures podcast. As promised, we have incredibly interesting guests, really funny comics for this episode as well. We have Aakash Mehta, also known as Kuch Bhi Mehta, and Bhavneet, a comic from Hyderabad. So do follow them and check out our episode. And if you've enjoyed the episode, then do press the subscribe button. Helps us out a lot.
सोलर रूफ्स रिमेम्बर व्हेन ही टोल्ड अस हीट कि हमारा सोलर रूफ किधर है आया क्यों नहीं अभी तक
टाइल दिखा रहा था ना
Dude, ये फ्रीडम 251 है अपना ग्लोबल फ्रीडम 251 गाय दैट्स हिम यू नो द फोन 251 रुपीस का फोन दैट्स इलॉन मस्क या
Oh yes.
हाँ
Oh हाँ बहुत बड़ा he pulled a fast one on us like अपना ही patriotism अपने ऊपर ही वापरा डैम उसमें भी scam you know freedom 251
फ्रीडम में ही तो बड़ा स्कैम पहला स्कैम
that has to be the tagline of every
आजाद हो
1947 में फ्री हो गया बट गोवा इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया येट
I think
पार्टी किधर करेगा
I think that is why it became the party capital like we are almost ensuring the state catches up with the rest of the country like
I think it's also just the fact that like if that's a great point I never thought of it that way because वरना फिर महाराष्ट्र ट्राई स्टेट
हो जाता
नहीं but नहीं होता था like in fact now I'm surprised कि it was a tri state despite not having Goa because I always assume कि like everyone was like गोवा चले जाएंगे यार क्या स्ट्रेस है
yeah
अच्छा ओके
My point is कि दारू पीने को जगह था भी नहीं पर I don't think तभी पैसा भी था
हाँ तभी तो बना सकते थे ना छोटा छोटा
हाँ
You go
नहीं दारू सस्ता नहीं होता था यार तभी
तभी स्मगलिंग बहुत होता था लाइक यू गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ फेक लिकर लाइक ये एरिया में
In 47?
भट्टीज नहीं नॉट 47 बट लाइक अ बिट लेटर लाइक
नहीं नीरा
60s
हाँ
in 1960s you had bhattis over here
Yeah.
which
Oh.
sold spurious liquor तो यहाँ पे अपना संजय गांधी नेशनल पार्क है
Yeah.
so before all of this these suburbs were just jungle तो तभी यहाँ का पब्लिक अंदर जाके भट्टी वट्टी बना के रखता था so all the rangers at that point of time had to look out for दारू भट्टीज
Yeah.
through the and that would be such a thing for an animal to come across no like it's not even a campsite दारू बना रहा है dude अपने घर में आके ये लोग
like the first sign a ranger sees is like yeah the monkeys are falling off the trees इसका मतलब इधर किधर तो
मंकी वॉकिंग और दादा बीड़ी के क्या दादा
ऐसा tweaking ऐसा
drunkard से याद है did you know those wax matchsticks that they have they're called drunkards matchsticks
what is
Yeah.
Are they
this?
called that? I know. I remember
Beoda
the wax
matches.
matchsticks.
Okay.
Oh, bars had
Yeah.
used to keep that.
Yeah,
you know? It's an old school
it's
thing.
beoda matches because when it's stick, it goes out quickly. But when it's a wax ka lakdi, like the stick is made of wax, it's harder to go out. So it's like when you're drunk, it's easier to light.
Equilibrium.
Yeah. I didn't know this, and you know, and I found this out recently, and then it all kind of made sense to me because Bangalore
Yeah.
में हर जगह wax matches ही मिलता है.
oh अच्छा
Oh, really?
that's the brewing capital of course
I think both companies are owned by the same
Yeah,
person. The guy who owns all the breweries also owns
I mean you're
Matchsticks.
so drunk you won't be able to smoke
Yeah.
fuck you
Do you ever think how smart all these companies are? Like they take advantage of the fact that we grow larger as we grow up. Like think of it this, like you know what I mean?
Shirt
like
company
like the
वगैरह ना?
fucking Kit Kat gets smaller.
Yeah.
And you're like, did the Kit Kat get smaller, or
did
have I
I
grown
become-
up and
हाँ.
now the Kit Kat gets smaller?
Yes. That
So
is where
much.
that unsatisfaction thing of adulthood comes from. You
Yeah.
know? Where even the smallest amount of thing had a lot of satisfaction because तेरा दुनिया ही A B C wing है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा तेरा solar system है मालूम है C wing is Pluto this is it you live in fucking B wing deal with it you know the politics of cricket ground that is it.
Yeah.
That is all you and then you're like fuck life like now I have
Like
to
this,
start
yeah, like this whole thing is like way worse. Like I thought everyone would grow up.
yeah
But nobody
yeah
grew
you have to
up.
remind yourself कि हाँ बड़े लोग नहीं होते
Yeah.
Like, वो नहीं होते
and it's a very I think it's a very sadistic joke that all adults play on children by telling them ki this is not the important part when you grow up everything will make sense bro it will all just
It was the
function
other way
normally.
around, right? Like it was always
Yeah.
like school is very important. You have to like this will set the tone for the rest
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your life.
that was also there but then the enjoyable part now where you can have freedom where you can exercise your personal freedom that was like अभी नहीं bro
Yeah.
अभी नहीं मैं खेलने का भी तेरे को बोलेगा 7 बजे के बाद हाथ पैर कोऑर्डिनेशन चाहिए नहीं मेरे को बैठ के होमवर्क कर
But here's the interesting thing, right? Back then, like you were pretty happy with the freedom you had because your freedom was in a very small bubble.
Yes.
Like when you were playing downstairs, you had freedom.
Yes.
Like for those 3 hours, you had freedom.
Yes.
Our parents didn't give a fuck where we were going.
Oh, no. Climbing what not, dude.
हाँ कुछ भी करते थे हम लोग.
Motor room चढ़ रहा है. Like sometimes I think about it. How many times I've come close to death? Like
वो वॉचमैन पानी दिखने के लिए ऐसा टांकी खोलता है मैं See you in the flesh, man.
So like we had absolute freedom, but in a limited framework.
Yeah.
And now the framework is sort of unlimited. But the freedom, even if it's absolute, doesn't feel absolute because the thing has got
Yeah. It's that Netflix वाला चीज ना कि I have given you so many choices, you can't make a choice now.
हाँ, but it's also कि Netflix पे सब खराब भी है.
अभी सच्चाई है तो सच्चाई है, क्या बोलेगा अभी?
देखो मैं खुद के पेट पे लात मार रहा हूँ, ठीक है?
Which is an acrobatic thing even Ramdev can't do.
Edit not.
ये बन गया real.
But that is the case now when you're talking about even the idea of freedom. Now people are searching for freedom digitally.
Yeah, freedom.
You know, very weird. Like I want to express my existence out into the void of internet.
Yeah.
You know, बाजू में bro तेरा कैसे लेना देना ही नहीं है मेरा.
नहीं because बचपन से हम लोग को बोला था our feelings matter. And now we realize with our parents, like the people who you expect to understand where you're coming from the most, they don't matter, right? So तो बच्चे तुम्हारे चूतिए दोस्त, and वो सर्कल जो जर्क है ना at the end of the day, तो बचा कौन? Like किसका validation ऐसा लगता है कि earn किया है? You know what I mean? Like माँ बाप का validation earn नहीं किया है अभी तक और कभी करोगे भी नहीं.
नहीं वो साला मिलता ही नहीं है.
नहीं मिलेगा.
हर कोने में ढूंढा है यार.
Also कभी-कभी लगता है माँ बाप दोस्त ये सब इतने चूतिए है तो like इनका validation लेके क्या करेगा? It feels like Brazilian dollars. Like
So like and then what is
केला खरीदने के लिए $1000 दिया है, इसका क्या फायदा है?
पर वो केले का टेस्ट सुधरेगा क्या?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why when like some guy named like Shazzy.xyz liked your reel, it's like I don't know who Shazzy is, dude.
But thanks, Shazzy.
But thanks, Shazzy. If I come to know, okay, Shazzy is a 19-year-old guy जो मेरा reel देखने की वजह से अपना assignment नहीं दे पाया. Then I'm just like, fuck यार.
But it's all, you know, like statistically it's that.
Yeah, of course it is.
Like,
Of
statistically
course it
speaking.
is.
Also, that is the product we are selling, buddy. That is the product we are selling. Like you are so engulfed in everyday bullshit of yours that let me throw a grenade at you, all right, in between. Fucking have a look at the clip. You'll laugh at how horrible life is. You know?
No, but it's also like I almost feel like we're all part of the problem in that way, right? Because all of us are essentially like giving stuff to the platform for it to be what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and the only reason we do it is because there's no way to exist out of it anymore.
Yeah.
Like the only way to exist is being part of the system. So then the only other way out is you break away from the system.
हाँ यार, नहीं तो एस्ट्रॉइड बेल्ट में अटका ऐसा फीलिंग आता है मालूम है कि ब्रो क्या बात कर रहा है, ये तो घूमते जा रहा है आते जा रहा है, मैं इधर ही है. I'm right here. I'm not even going anywhere. And how am I represented? Dots. Just dots. Not even like a complete circle.
And the guy on Pluto is just like, wow, dude. वो एस्ट्रॉइड पे सब लोग इतने अच्छे फ्रेंड्स हैं. सब साथ में है. I wish I wasn't alone.
Oh man.
That is one planet that everybody like no planet has had identity crisis.
But think of it this way also कि what a meaningless thing. Like you know what I mean? It's not like Pluto रास्ते में आता है.
हाँ.
You know, like
We need to know ये क्या है.
Who gives a fuck?
नहीं, but we give a fuck, you know why? क्योंकि प्लूटो को रिजेक्ट किया और वो फीलिंग हम सबको पता है. और हम लिए पर्सनली कि ऐसा उसको कैसे मेरे को fucking we fought that battle.
The problem is people are like, नहीं Pluto is a good guy.
Like me.
बुरा हुआ उसके साथ गलत हुआ.
Pluto.
He's a loner यार. He stands in a corner but that doesn't mean.
And then that fucking photo with the heart came. You remember that?
Yeah. Pluto.
There's a photo. Yeah.
heart.
There's a
Pluto has a heart-shaped thing that was going on.
probably a desert
like
where,
a crater on
No,
Pluto
like
or
there was
something,
some
or-
weather formation or something that made it look like a heart, or it's a glacier that looks like a heart. Either way, it looks
Okay.
like a heart.
or a conspiracy by not. Can be anything. But it looked like a heart, and then people just added eyes to it. Fucking. And I was like, "कैसा नहीं है planet?" Like I wanted it
They
to be a
tried
planet.
to make Pluto into a puppy, basically.
Yeah.
They succeeded.
Just-
They succeeded.
Also, I think the easiest way to get the planet ka stamp is to approach an alcoholic for it. Because all he'll look for is there ice on the planet? Yeah, all right, that's a planet then. It's important. Pay attention to it.
Fuck, dude. Ice is everywhere in the universe except my freezer, dude. I don't
कभी
know
टाइम
how.
पे बनता नहीं है.
Like that about milk.
हाँ.
Like
It's everywhere in the
There's
universe.
everywhere there's never milk in the fridge when I need milk.
Damn, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what has been the time? Like, रात को
जब
when is
सीरियल
your-
खाने का मन हो और वो टाइम कोई सेट टाइम नहीं होता है, वो रैंडम टाइम नहीं
correct.
होता है. रात को 2:30 बजे उठ के तुमको चोकोस खाने का है, बेंचो दूध नहीं है. And I used to be like, I lived in Baroda for 2 years. I used to go through the most unique set of problems where like sometimes चलो दूध नहीं है, sometimes चोकोस नहीं है, sometimes bowl नहीं मिलता था, dude. Like I just couldn't find the bowl, dude. And I was like, अभी कैसे खा? Like you can't like eat chocos and then ऊपर से drink
Palm,
milk.
like
Yeah.
one palm and then keep on adding stuff.
That's how you eat tablets.
ऐसा रे.
Oh man, you guys made Chocos sad.
But it is the only time where you feel weird, Garib, no? Like, I have it, but
But I don't have it.
I can afford it, dude, but I don't have it. That's fuck all. Like, if I can't afford milk, I'm like, yeah, fine, I'll have Chocos, dude. It's best had dry. You know, I'll sell
For
that
lunch.
With achar.
Oh god, that flavor profile just hit those parts of my brain, you know, which are connected to the tongue.
Are you Goan or are you Mangi?
Mangi.
You guys make great
Coconut gravy, na?
no, those pickles, those little shrimp pala pickles that you
हाँ,
get.
हाँ. Yeah,
So
Wonders का pickle.
once in your life, try that.
it's
Try a Chocos ka little thing and put that piece of shrimp from the pickle on the Chocos and then put another Chocos like this and then eat that.
What are you searching
Yeah,
for, man?
no, I'm saying eat it.
What are you searching
I'm
for
saying
that
try
you
it.
guys-
Dude, that is Hajmola Anardana.
I'm saying just try it, you know what I mean? And then tell me what it tastes like because I've never done it. I just think it's
like
very
a life
interesting, you know?
It's like one of those wo content ideas, na cinnamon challenge वगैरह, cereal challenge.
This is the next ice cream dosa type shit that you're making.
Needless to say, I was the kid in school who used to be like, "तू क्या कर? तू इधर से जा, फिर उधर left ले और फिर गांड मारा." Like I was the same thing but with. Hey, but have you ever did you go back to the village a lot growing up?
Yeah,
I don't have a village.
You also don't have a village, no?
Man.
a little bit, yeah, but those are all very weird
What a
times.
little bit village.
So, not a little bit village. The village was village, but we used to go randomly because my dad wasn't like, you know, because he left the village and came here for a living.
Yeah.
So, but whenever we went, it was always like, yeah, memorable. Like, not for good reasons. You know, like weird things. Like there was once where my dad was a bit of a believer in cosmos or ye wo, and you have to do something. He had built like a peer saab ke liye, you know, jaga. And on the opening day of it, like he had paid for it. और उधर हम लोग जाके देखा कैसा बनाया वगैरह. तो बाहर बाउंड्री वॉल पे स्वास्तिका रहता ना, ये कारपेंटर उल्टा बनाया.
Oh wow.
So it's like just Nazi headquarters design outside. And for a moment I'm like, ये बराबर नहीं है, कुछ तो मतलब rotate feature है तो बदल रहे ये rotate.
Indiana Jones.
हाँ मतलब ये risk मत ले. And then there was this thing where Prasad के नाम पे, अच्छा Prasad क्या रहने वाला है, so they sacrificed a goat, a gigantic goat, because everybody's poor, so they don't eat meat. So when you're doing that, the whole village comes to eat. So the sacrifice happens right there in front of you.
Yeah.
Everything from the skinning to this.
Yeah.
And my younger brother was in that zone where he had already been introduced to the butchering of a chicken. And he's like, I'm off non-veg. Funnily enough, now he's a chef. he's eating like goose liver
Now the
pate and
first
whatnot.
alien comes, he'll want a fillet.
Yeah. No, now he'll pick up the knife today. Butchering barabar kar raha hai. Aisa thodi hota hai. But that time he was just shocked. He was like, damn dude, where am I? What is this? Is this where you came from? You know, because that always becomes the thing. If you're born in a city and then you go to look at where your parents came from, you're like, damn, it's difficult for me to put those two things together.
Yeah.
Because it's a part of you that I don't know anything about. I don't know a
And
lot.
that's the thing, right? Like, and as you grow older, you're like, I would love to hear more about your life story. But some reason, all you want to do is give me solutions that I haven't asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how about we share stories instead?
Yeah.
फिर पोल खुल जाएगा ना. That is the thing.
But I think our parents don't want to seem human to us.
Yeah, they don't want to, man.
They
don't
feel
want
like
to.
if this person sees me as a human, they'll respect me less. In fact, it's the opposite, right? Like you respect them way more when you realize, ki, oh, tera bhi struggle tha. Otherwise, they're just like dicks. Like, why are you being like this?
Because then you feel like the loser in the family, na? 'Cause they seem like well put together without any issues, and you're like, like, mera saath kya hua hai fir?
Yeah.
You know, like.
And it's like I always give this example. It's like Shakuni Mama. You know the story of Shakuni
Yeah.
Mama,
Yes.
right? So Shakuni is like a bad character, right? Like he's supposed to be an evil character. But then when you actually go into the character history and you realize, like, and it's there in the Mahabharata, what happened to him. He was imprisoned with 100 brothers of his and his dad, right? So 101 of them, I guess, in the thing.
Yeah.
And each of them would get 1 grain of rice.
For a day.
Okay, the Pandu did this, okay, or Pandu's dad did this. I think one of the two did this, and he puts the one grain, okay, of rice per person. So 101 grain of rice milta hai wo log ko roj. So everybody says Shakuni is the smartest, bro. You have all of our rice. This guy spent jail, fucking watching his family slowly wither away and die. तो obviously उसको बदला लेना है यार.
Of starvation.
Yeah, like
Not like.
While eating rice. Like
while eating rice. While eating rice. So I'm just saying, like, you know, then suddenly it's not like you get where it's coming from. But
There's
with our,
no seasoning also. Fuckers are just given rice. You know, boil it yourself.
How much is 100 rice, dude? Like,
I've never,
this much?
I've never.
अरे वो टाइम पे राइस बहुत बड़ा रहता था.
अच्छा ऐसा.
Hey, Mitch Hedberg का वो joke है ना, like I always order rice
Yeah.
and I want 10,000 of something.
हाँ, so continue, Shakuni.
No, so I'm just saying, like, same thing with our parents, right? Where, like, you know, like, if you vilify them until you realize their backstory and their motivations.
Yeah.
You know, and that solves a lot of it as you grow up. Correct. But what doesn't change is the fact that they don't see you as a person.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we were just discussing this before also, right?
Yeah.
They still see you either as the small child that was there in the, you know, ये तो टट्टी करता था पैंट, ये थोड़ी जिंदगी जी सकता है, you know, and for them like, oh, your childhood went by in a flash. हाँ, but अभी तो हुआ ना adult, like, you know, just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
तू continue कर रहा है क्या?
So like that's the problem. Like they never treat you as an adult. I don't know how long you have to wait for them to start treating you like the adult. And in my case, like with my grandparents, I've seen it play out in a way where my parents have to eventually be like, shut the fuck up and listen to us. And part of why they can do that is because my parents were more successful than their grandparents.
Oh.
But that's something I can never do.
Yeah, you can't replicate.
You know what I mean? Like our generation is the first one where it's very likely you will make less money than your parents.
Yes.
Right? So how the fuck do you tell your dad कि अबे नहीं यार, like you know, like अब 50 साल हो गया तुमने ये किया तब से, अभी चीजें बदल गई है, like you know, you can't do that anymore.
You cannot.
That is a problem.
बदल गई है. The world has become poorer. हाँ, तुम लोग सब कमा के बैठ के. आधा चीज तो ऑर्गेनिक चीजें खरीदने में हो जाता है.
But I genuinely feel like our parents' generation should be made to feel bad about this. Like they really let us down, like massively let us down. Like if you think about how bad things got, how quickly in the last one generation, it got way worse very quickly, dude.
They were like almost like in the name of progress, there were like no inhibition.
Yeah, and there was no fucks, zero fucks given. Like the climate thing, like it's not like our parents' generation when they were young, people knew कि ये हो रहा था. They just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like
they were like बच्चे को फ्रूटी पिलाने का तो
पिलाने का.
Like ऐसा भी करके.
No, that's so later. I'm saying when they were kids, like before we were even born, like हम लोग पैदा हुए सब सारे यहाँ पे late 80s 90s के लोग हैं. अब जब तक हम लोग आए तब तक तो बंदर बांट था बहनचोद, जो करना है करो, कोई लौड़ा नहीं फर्क पड़ता है. तभी तो नॉटीज थे वो.
Yeah.
Not in 2000.
Sorry. हाँ.
80s वगैरह.
Yeah.
Like that whole cocaine started in when overboard in the 80s.
80s, no? Cocaine is more of a like post-industrialization.
Cocaine was like early 1900s it came around and then it got banned and then became a very popular drug in the I think 80s, na? I don't know.
Yeah, crack epidemic.
Because like the 60s 70s were like more psychedelics,
acid and all,
which by the way were invented to make us feel better, and when they realized that they do, they banned them.
Yeah, it's very irritating.
No one's going to work, dude. Weekday will become too long. Weekend will become too long.
Also, if you realize that, you would never sign up for all of the bullshit that you want people to come back to the office on Monday, you know, not with a new perspective. My perspective, you read. That's why I'm paying you, you know. Like checkbook में मतलब check नहीं दे रहा, मैं बोल रहा है अब तू मेरे लिए जी, हर दिन 10 घंटा 12 घंटा मेरे लिए जी.
It's such an interesting thing where like that relationship, like they tell you this in school so that it becomes part of your system so you don't question it, right? But like every company has a profit motive, right? Companies have profit motive. But do we ever ask why? Why do they have profit motive? Like why do they have profit motive? Why is profit the number one thing for a company above and beyond everything else?
So that it can grow, so that
So
it
that-
can pay people.
but
New
why?
shit can be made.
Why? So that the person who owns the company can get richer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That happens. Interestingly, that happens quite a lot, dude. Now that you mention it.
In a way, but the guy who gets richer also, if you have a mutual fund in that company, I have a mutual fund in the company, then we are indirectly also the guy.
Yeah,
at least in some part,
but now let's really look at that, because like a company that's made a lot of money in a mutual fund and I sell the mutual fund, I make some money. Okay, that's great. But at what cost, right? Like at what cost has that price been achieved? And that cost is never considered at all, right? If profit is the only motive, then it doesn't matter that you leave the place you found in a way that you can never use it again. Right? Like the fundamentals of most of these companies are like that, right? Like when they're manufactured, they don't care. Every company is responsible for gross violations on labor level, on fucking resources level, right? On every level they fuck.
You brought up labor, land, labor, capital, organization. You
Yeah.
get it. Fucking
Every level
we
they
are
fuck.
part
Har
of
cheez,
it.
har
Yeah,
cheez ka
we are land, hum, capital, सब same चीज है. तो fucking
So where so like people are a resource, right? Therefore people are a commodity. So what the fuck happened where we were all okay with the fact that okay, I guess we're commodities now, because you know, like there was this one thing I read about how if you go throughout history, there was this architect, I think, or an art historian telling about this, but basically throughout history you can tell what matters to a civilization the most on basis of what is the tallest building.
Oh, okay.
It used to be the palace, it became the church. Now किसका है सबसे लंबा building किसका होता है?
It's Trump.
अंबानी का.
Ambani. Yeah.
So like that's what it is. That's literally what it is. Like we are all like, and it's fascinating that it took me also this long to figure this out.
Because you've been told to go ahead and sign up to the program since you were
I
a
think
kid.
you've been told that there is always a bigger cause.
कि there is no like, but I don't
कुछ ना कुछ
think. I
है.
think we've been brought up to think कि यही है.
Yeah.
maybe it's because one of these, like out of 100 of these people, I think one of those assholes makes something that helps us. You know, like a better car, or and we are like, fine. So this is why we have all of
More
this,
than
right? Like
more than helps, मेरे को लगता है placates us. Like कि यार
fair enough.
तेरे को पिज्जा दे दिया ना 20 मिनट. Like you can't revolt when you have
अभी
pizza.
चुप बैठ.
मुंह वापर ना खाने को गांड.
जब वो नहीं हुआ, then cheese burst came and ruined us all. That was it.
So it's like each level of like.
One of the biggest angering like points of anger, which like for me in terms of consumerism, like the biggest scam I feel like is वो green color का ये रहता है ना stick figure of a person throwing garbage in the bin on everything, like happy dent bowl, ye bowl, wherever there is a wrapper they show that symbol, and that symbol is such a मेरा हाथ में नहीं है अभी, तेरे को क्या करने का है कर, like you know.
But honestly उसके हाथ में कैसे हो सकता है?
नहीं like some sort of education with the product, like the education that we have with the product is with the use of it. Cool, that is important. But then how does it integrate in your life, you know, and how is it going to, that education
like,
is fucking,
dude, I don't blame them. Like each generation is dumber than the last. Okay. Like if you no, it is. Let's not pretend like it's not. I know that we might be acing tests better than the last generation was, but that's because we grow up trying to ace the tests as opposed to living life. And to prove this to you that each generation is dumber, okay, just look at things said over the years. Very dumb things have been said throughout history, but on average, people who were supposed to sound smart at least tried.
Maybe we are
You
just
look at
hearing more people now.
But I'm
and the internet amplifies it also na a lot.
पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट पढ़ो तुम फ्रॉम 1950s और अभी से सिंपल चीज में बताता है.
अरे अभी तो सब रियलिटी टीवी टाइप ही है.
But that's what I'm trying to say. कि like the average audience person has definitely dumbed down. Like it's because you are not encouraged to cross question. You're not encouraged to think only from the point zero. And now more than ever, like when was the last time you watched a provocative film?
That's done, dude. That is done. That is dead. The only decade like which I go for is 2000 to 2010. Look at all of the movies that were made, whichever like, you know, were shortlisted for awards and whatnot. Not just Kill Bill वगैरह, but there were original stories which got the right amount of. Now it's just sequel upon sequel and bullshit happening. You know, rich people are coming out and saying, look at my movie, pay for popcorn, and I care about you. Fuck off, dude.
Motivate you. मेरा
You
gym है.
can also achieve. You can also achieve this.
No, you're Bradley Cooper, okay? मेरे पास आईना है गांडू, तू क्या बात कर रहा है? I have made peace with it. Now don't come and tell me I'm beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've made peace with it, bro. I've moved on from that. I've made peace with my reflection. And then you're telling me there is a Bradley Cooper inside me, dead. He's dead, dude.
मैं खुद मारा उसको.
मार दिया.
मैं बाप का बंदूक लेके आया एक दिन.
क्योंकि तेरे को उगाने को बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगा मेरे को. नहीं करने वाला है मैं. You know, you are getting malnourishment.
That was the
Beauty is getting malnourished.
That was the condition for my puberty. Shoot the blood.
Yeah. And next stage, pubic hair. I've always wondered about it a lot, man. What is it about, like, are we such visual creatures to that extent where there is, like, because aesthetic beauty has changed definition over time, na? When things were not easily available, you look at a fat person and it was like, damn, dude, that's the goal. That's what I want to be. I want to be carried around. I can't even carry myself.
Pictures
You know, palki वगैरह ये वो, so that was the goal. And
how many thin people does it take to
Yeah,
carry
but
this?
it's one of those things, right? Like where like, but that's back in the day for a reason because तभी बकरी और इंसान का same standard था. मोटा है तो सही है.
And now when there is food, you need to look emaciated. You need to look like you haven't been introduced to food to look beautiful.
No, I mean you need to look fit.
Yeah, fitness replaced that. I think there was
Fitness
a time where
replaced- yeah.
sickly thin, you know, all caved in sort of
Because
thing.
it's
was
a
the look.
pendulum, right? Like you get everybody to go one side, then how will they spend money?
Then
They already got there.
exclusively-
So now make
exclusivity.
something polar opposite, so they spend money getting to the other side.
Oh,
You, like,
that's
you know,
economics.
you know the
Politics, everything.
Yeah.
It's like all of it is just fucking.
It's basically cat and laser pointer.
And you also realize that once you start getting a glimpse of this, no, ki, oh, they are just creating shit. You know, the moment you see a glimpse of it, you're so naive that you think there is a table where they all meet. And they're like, yeah, how are you going to fuck them now? You know?
That conspiracy theory thing. That's why every conspiracy theory for me like falls flat. Like no, their motivations are the same, but they are acting independently.
Yeah, obviously. This whole Illuminati thing is stupid for that reason. Like, you know,
man, come on, like
Like
one world conspiracy.
yeah. No, it's just that, you know, if you want certain things, then certain things align over the course of time, right? So that's why certain things have the same trend.
Like every rich guy wants a yacht at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me there is an Illuminati who wanted like a one world thing, and Illuminati is made up of the most powerful people in the world, then I don't think we would have North and South Korea. That would have been sorted out, okay? A lot of those
No, I
distinctions.
mean everything has a purpose, right? Like I'm very sure that there's shit going on in North Korea that China is sponsoring.
Yes.
That is like it's a
They
great
are-
place to do it too, right?
they
Like
are, yeah.
you want to do human gene testing, hey man, go to North Korea. उधर लौड़ा कोई नहीं आने
It's a
वाला है.
petri dish of a country.
Yeah.
Like you're utilizing it as lab equipment.
Exactly.
Correct.
So I'm just saying
What
कि
a
like
focus group.
ए लेट डाला है अपन मगर इसका वजह से मरेगा क्या थोड़ा ही डाला रे ट्राई करना है इसमें
और अपना कैसा हो गया ना लाइक मेरे माँ बाप लाइक जब कांग्रेस का सरकार था लाइक बिफोर 2014 दिस ऑलवेज बी लाइक डोंट टच दिस न्यूज़ पीपल ऑलवेज हैव अ फकिंग एजेंडा सडनली आफ्टर 2014 none of them have agendas now apparently like all of them are just being honest now and I'm like how what the fuck man like you know like
वो लोग सूट पहन के बोलते हैं स्वदेशी रहो.
हाँ dude और प्रॉब्लम मेरे को तब होता है ना कि the whole you're brought up on like all of us if we were brought up generally to think we grew up skeptical like living in the times we did in India everything has been a scam in our entire बचपन scam पे scam चला
man.
तो obviously हम skeptical हैं तो अब जब हम skeptical बन रहे हैं तो लोगों को प्रॉब्लम है कि तुम इतना skeptical क्यों optimistic रहो ना
हाँ तुम बोला मेरे को 1 लाख करोड़ का स्कैम है तो मैं सोचेगा ना हर दीवार में पैसा है नोट भर के है अभी तुम लोग क्यों ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि नहीं है.
And it's almost like that generation na, which was skeptical and questioning, you feel like you get tired of it after a certain point of time where you're like, dude, now I have barely a couple of decades left. I'm done. I'm
The
pulling out.
questioning, you get just tired of the
Yeah,
questioning.
like I cannot die with like, what is this,
Yeah,
man? I
yeah.
felt like I have
There
no
is a lot
agency.
of fatigue.
I don't think skepticism needs to make you depressed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, skepticism just is a way to not get fucked over, not to believe shit that other people believe in.
But you need a disciplined mind to make that distinction.
I agree,
because
but-
it's a slippery slope as well, you know.
But I don't think anyone actively tries. I genuinely, like, and maybe I'm an asshole for saying this,
No,
but
it's difficult,
I don't
man.
think, that's what, I think nobody actually tries.
Nobody questions
क्योंकि
themselves.
सबके
Forget the
लिए मुश्किल
government.
है, but सबके लिए मुश्किल है ना, सबके लिए मुश्किल है ना, तो क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं लोग? Like, I genuinely think nobody gives a fuck about the finer things. People are very happy at their base mammalian level to just get through life, and they might tell themselves that they have higher ambitions and they want greater things out of life, but they really don't.
Yeah, a big clue of that is hustle culture.
Yeah.
कि तू I'm ready to trade away everything in my life for that one post that I can put that I'm successful.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying even like I don't know. What I'm trying to say is कि
We just jumped off a press.
And after jumping, we realized, parachute भूल गया क्या अपन? कूदा तो सही.
like
Hustle culture.
Nice.
नहीं उसके पहले का
Reductionist sort of
Skepticism.
approach.
no just कि like I we all want to be happy, okay, but 99.9% of us don't want to do the effort. We don't
Yeah.
want to make the effort.
Sure,
we say we want to make the effort and we don't make the effort, and you know why we say because everyone else is saying that we should make the effort,
Yeah.
but on real none of us want to do it.
Yeah, the problem
Okay.
is हम लोग को
Where
moral stories
we want thing, हाँ हम लोग को चाहिए चीज फ्री में ही चाहिए हम लोग को चीज हम लोग को नहीं करना है काम. The first opportunity get we quit our jobs and we sit at home when we have enough money to,
Yeah.
because नहीं है लायक. The only people who are successful tend to be psychopaths because they are fucking, that's
Good at it.
yeah, like
Very good.
think
They're not
about
seeing
it.
the big picture.
Most politicians and most of the CEOs, they're all psychopaths, right? Like this is a study, this is a proven thing. They all have psychopathic tendencies and symptoms. Why? Because everyday average people, we don't want these things.
Yeah.
It's the psychopaths who've gotten these things and made us feel like, oh, ये भी है, ये तो हमें मिलना चाहिए.
So we are just mimicking psychopaths
Yeah.
at best.
But like I genuinely think like we are all really dumb, dude. Like we're all so dumb, like so dumb, and like we pretend to ourselves that we are not dumb, but we're really. That day I was giving a blood test and a urine test, and I fucking asked the guy if he would come in with me for the urine test. because my brain thought कि जब तुम खून देते हो तब वो वहीं बैठा होता है ना.
Am I doing it right?
और मैं ऐसा किया है, मैं खुद का डब्बा ढूंढ रहा है मैं मुंह डालने को. All this stupid shit, like you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, मैं पढ़ा लिखा है यार, मैं क्यों ऐसा stupid चीज कर रहा है?
Yeah.
But like our default is stupid, like experience is what comes into the way and says चूते ये नहीं करने का.
The basic
और वो ढूंढना पड़ता है. पता तो नहीं कोई.
बेसिक चीज की अगर समझो ओपन माइक के टाइप में माइक खराब हो गया और माइक नहीं है, बाकी कॉमिक्स बोले यार हाथ का क्या करे. That stumps.
Yeah, like पूरा लाइफ तुम ऐसे बात करता है, बस अचानक अभी तुम्हें नंगा फील हो रहा है.
तेरे को स्टेज पे हाथ थोड़े दिया गाना कि ये शो कर रहा है तभी के लिए हाथ दिया है, निकाल के दे वापस.
भाड़े का हाथ.
बट दैट इज प्रूफ के स्टेज पे कितना छोटा ऑब्जेक्ट मिला उसके पीछे भी तू छुप के कंफर्टेबल फील कर सकता है. लाइक दैट इज
Yes.
fucking this covers nothing. But you are behind it, so it's sorted. Like, there is a fucking
You're
wall.
just-
But that was a revelation for me because I used to play drums first and I used to like drums because I was hidden like behind them. And then I was like, oh, इतने में हो जाता है dude, like कितना मस्त है ये.
You found a budget option.
Also, our product has as much of the defense as a mic only. It has that much of a thing. It's not like, it's
ऐसा क्यों बोला? क्योंकि funny लगा.
That's our mic.
and that is how less we think people should get angry at jokes. That you are like, नहीं रे ये लोग कुछ नहीं, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा माइक है ना हाथ में, बोलेगा अरे जोक है bro, इतना ये मत ले. Like we are really underestimating the idea of anger and people's entitlement at showing it. Have you noticed how much that regulate, like अगर anger का regulator है ना पंखा जैसा, सब लोग का 4 या 5 पे चल रहा है dude, सब लोग का 4 या 5 पे चल, कोई 1-2 पे चला रहा ही नहीं है. And it's almost like you feel like, oh, I'm afraid of socializing now, because even in the elevator, if there are people, most of the times it's a complaint about something.
Yeah.
Now guaranteed if the elevator is not working, I get it. Okay, that's a legit complaint. Dude, andar hai. But otherwise they are just finding things to be like, yeah dude, why is this not like that? And I'm like, because you mean nothing. You know, why are you? Why do you think you fucking deserve things to go right of all people?
Yeah.
You know, you live in the same building as me, fucker. It's not even like a palace.
But that's also like I get that on some level where certain things shouldn't, like अभी मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया गया था shows करने को and you're just going around living life and you're just like wow, like you know this is possible. You know कि तुम रास्ते पे चल के जा रहे हो और कोई धम धुम आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, हॉर्न नहीं बज रहा, शांति है.
It feels very
हवा का
unsettling.
आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है यार तुमको, like and no it's not unsettling.
Starting में it was for me, like when I'd spent 2 years in Cambridge and Cambridge is like a student
Cambridge,
town,
हाँ.
full शांत. तो 6 बजे बाहर निकलेगा यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस से, सब कुछ बंद है क्योंकि उधर हसल ऐसा ये
That I agree.
like it's all empty and you just feel like किधर है पब्लिक.
But that's what's fascinating to me, right? Like that's where that feeling comes in again, where I'm like ये लोग सब ऑफिस खत्म करके खाना खा के चिल करके 8 बजे तक 9 बजे
Life जी रहा है.
तक सो हाँ मतलब हो गया ऑफिस 6 बजे. Like I was annoyed the first time. I was like यार ये म्यूजियम 6 बजे क्यों बंद हो रहा है? Then I was like हाँ यार वो 6 बजे बंद होएगा क्योंकि वो बंदा जो उधर काम करता है वो इंसान है. Like उसको घर जाना है, उसके बीवी बच्चे के साथ खेलने का रहेगा, कुछ करने का रहेगा.
Also they are realistic about how many people come to the museum.
No, like people come, like it's always full, like wherever I've gone, and because the museum is worth going to.
Yeah. But it's a very interesting place, na? Because the museum is like a history textbook. You know?
Not in India, it's not. In it's a listicle in India.
No, it's like an Indian history textbook.
It is, right? Yeah, it is. The index is there. You have the chapters, floor-wise like
Bullet
chapters.
points.
And after the first row you're like नहीं यार कहीं और मूवी देखने ही जाना है. वो
But
पृथ्वीराज चौहान.
I agree. It's this happened. No context. ये हुआ फिर ये हुआ.
When I can tell you exact when I can tell you.
तारीख चाहिए मेरे को.
तारीख दे.
और नहीं तारीख में ही मतलब साल दे दे बहुत है. Like
तारीख is like oh this is an important date.
yeah, अपने को चुना ही लगाना है as a culture, like almost कि like बस minimum क्या है.
And in museum na, I have also noticed people get a false sense of importance because they are surrounded by important things and objects.
Oh.
So you feel like you're a part of something, but your ego takes you away from it. In Mysore Palace, like I was checking out, you know, the stuff that was written in history. It's a good place, must. I liked it architecturally. It's a great year. And one fellow was talking about, like, I think I was born in the wrong time. You know, like, dude, how exciting would it be to live? I'm like, are you insane? तेरा bedroom में सांप मिलता था तभी. क्या बात कर रहा है?
ये वाला मेरे को सबसे फनी लगता है जब लोग आके बोलता है ना कि यार 1945 में लाइक यू नो तभी था इंडिया या फिर 50s में था ये जगह 70s में उधर रहना था. डूड चूंकि 40s में पेनिसिलिन भी नहीं था. ठीक है तू जुकाम खाता था फिर अगले दिन तू मर जाता था.
That is it.
खाने में नमक नहीं था, हर जगह को पहुंचने के लिए 8 महीना लगता था. लाइक छोटी से छोटा स्क्रैच से लोग डेटॉल नहीं था बेंचो डेटॉल. एक पॉइंट था डॉक्टर लोग हाथ नहीं धोते थे यार 30s में.
सर्जरी के पहले हाथ नहीं धो रहा पब्लिक.
ब्रो इसके लिए जब जर्म्स का मालूम पड़ा तो वो लोग अगेन वेंट पेंडुलम वो साइड. दे वर लाइक हाथ ही मत लगाओ. न्यूबॉर्न बेबी इज बॉर्न, यू आर मदर एंड चाइल्ड केप्ट सेपरेट.
या
और लाइक 5 साल का बच्चा ऐसा ग्रो हो रहा है नॉट नोइंग फिजिकल टच.
नहीं तब उसके बाद तो पकड़ते हैं ना यार. हाँ उसके बाद तो
no but for a long time child health was based on like the moment the child gets something separate them. So like those kids just grew up with separation anxiety.
Yeah, because the first touch on your normal skin once you are out of the womb is plastic.
Yeah.
You know, plastic has no
But
warmth
एक
to
second,
it.
listen. एक second. Would you rather not have someone wear gloves when touching your wife's vagina to pull out a baby?
Good point. Good point.
Like,
maybe
I just
you know what? I'll change the line a bit. I'll change the line. Bring in gloves. Draw the line at plastic sheets and a plastic shell. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, keep the gloves, use the gloves, but निकालने के बाद, like, you know, don't put it in an incubated. I think I'm just risking the life of my unborn baby. I was just like, hey, boy, let's start drinking on the kid. Like,
CPR देगा बच्चे को.
I don't like it वो ऐसा donuts के जैसे रख देते हैं.
बेबी को CPR umbilical cord से भी दे सकते हैं ना.
No, that's only an out pipe.
yeah.
It should work technically. It should if you do. नहीं फिर उधर से खींचेगा ना अंदर.
You know what's the baby CPR? You know what's the baby CPR? Somebody putting their stomach on the navel and going brrr. That is just the husband's preparation for the child being born. I'm starting to practice CPR on the belly just so that the baby realizes you'll be safe. Don't worry. Come out. I'll take care of you. Buddy.
Someone giving CPR to a baby always looks like he's blowing up the baby.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a balloon situation.
Like, I'm just imagining a lot of Japanese.
How common is this in Bombay? Like babies getting CPRs? Like
Hey,
you all
man,
have opinions on
Don't
it.
judge my city, man.
No. We have seen a lot of white people give each other CPR, and we are like, yeah, maybe this is a part of our life also. We just haven't seen it.
I was just watching House a lot.
Okay.
And then you realize our version of a CPR is a slap. Hey, get up.
And drops of water.
Yeah.
Serial mein paani डालो.
That's such a rude way of waking somebody up, na? Like splashing water. Also, what are you expecting? The unconscious person to think, oh, I'm drowning, I should wake up?
No, but it makes them come back.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so then what's the... Hey,
Come on, man. I'm searching for whatever.
You're the guy in the lift looking for problem.
Welcome to my elevator, gentlemen.
Do you know that it does, or is it serial knowledge? TV serial knowledge?
What? No, like
it
if
wakes
you
up.
put water on somebody's face when they're passed out, like it kind of like helps because the body's response triggers. Na, ki, oh,
Achha,
kuch
okay.
laga chehre pe.
Achha,
Like
okay.
ऐसे.
क्या मैं फिर मच्छी बन गया?
Get up, start checking your hands. But like imagine that first fish that came out of the water, like how antisocial was that guy?
Yeah.
Everyone must have hated that bitch,
He
dude.
was like,
Fucking.
I want to be on the tree.
yeah, he was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Man, man chod medium ही छोड़ रहा है.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I will grow legs. Fuck you guys. I'll grow legs. I'll give up gills. I'll become a whole different thing to get away from you.
And this happened over 100,000 years, right?
But like, so it's like a
yeah.
species, right? So imagine like this one community that's just like dedicated कि हम लोग को इधर नहीं रहने का है.
Yeah.
Getting 1 mile farther than water. Every generation is getting.
There's no एक मछली जो तालाब खराब कर दे. तुम सब मच्छी लोग हो. सब खराब है.
तालाब ही खराब है.
हाँ, ये तालाब भी
मैं एक मछली हूँ.
Here's the thing. I think human destruction of nature is just that plan.
Yeah, getting back at. Like it's almost like the fish was like, I'll become a man and I'll get fire. You live in water, I'll create fire, you fuckers.
That explains why sharks and all are lowest on PETA's like list and all.
Yeah, man.
They're like,
They are
"Aren't
low
they?"
on list?
Yep, I'm like it
I don't
worked
know.
as a joke. I don't know. I thought it will be funny.
Now you want to call you the guy in the elevator. Hey, no man, PETA cares about sharks. Okay?
No, but they're first against poultry and all of this for sure because वो directly global warming पे contribute
They
कर रहा
had
है.
a big reaction.
Marine
to,
ecosystem बाद
No,
में
they
आता है.
had the shark ka thing. PETA had a big reaction to shark fin soup controversy. You know that had come out in between. It had become a big thing because they showed videos of sharks being pulled out and then fins cut करके they're being put in again.
Then what was the anger? Was the anger कि तुम सिर्फ fin खा रहे हो?
हाँ.
बाकी भी खाओ.
हाँ, और वो उतना ग्रेट भी मतलब ऐसा मतलब उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट बहुत कुछ है dude. Like and sharks like every other predator play a big role in balancing out the ecosystem.
Correct.
They take out
हम है ना
irritating.
predator. हम है ना predator, हम खा लेंगे जो मच्छी वो लोग खा रहे हैं.
That is
हाँ,
what we
पर वो
do.
लोग हम लोग शार्क चालू कर.
नहीं, देख मेरे को लगता है ना this is where I feel कि हम सब डम मतलब सारे जनरेशन डम क्यों हैं क्योंकि अभी भी हमको एक शार्क पे डिपेंड करना है अपने प्लैनेट को चलाने के लिए
तू काम कर
तो वो
But that's the
like
thing, man. Like,
fucking
you revere nature and you say wow nature. So obviously the next thought in human brain is मेरे को चाहिए ये nature. You know, it's like it's never like ये कितना मस्त
मेरा
है.
nature. ये मेरा nature.
how stupid is it that we need fucking forest for oxygen dude like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah, we haven't
it's-
thought of a better way.
नहीं वो लेके जाएगा एलन अपने को रॉकेट में इसका कुछ करना गांडू
हाँ,
like and
need
we
oxygen.
that is why we are all fucking dumb like how we talk about early man you know they're gonna talk about us like they needed forests you know to get oxygen can you believe it
And then they
Imagine
cut
they-
those forests to make like cement shit.
And imagine they used to ask everybody who they want to run the country. Like, ask people like, hey,
They didn't have a computer for that.
hey, this is the last episode of Game of Thrones if you remember yeah. They are all sitting and making fun of democracy
Yeah.
they're like Right, so we give everyone a vote. Yeah, that sure.
No, but that is also one thing that is pretty recent. Democracy as an idea is pretty recent. And for any idea, I'm not starting a dictatorship, guys. This is not a conference room where we are replacing.
That won't be the assumption.
No, because I saw Bhavneet's face and like, democracy? क्या बात कर रहा है? So just like as a concept.
This conversation, like the same start I've heard over like last 4 years multiple times.
Oh.
And they all end in the same place, which is why I'm like, ये कहाँ जाएगा?
मेरे को मालूम है ये रास्ता.
मालूम है आ गया यार आयरोनी में. मैं तो जोक्स रिकॉर्ड करने आया था.
आगे लेफ्ट किलर है नहीं, राइट है.
But like, if you do look at the, like, you know, I always feel like the conversation is about like, oh, China is bad, or oh, so and so is good. But like, we never have a conversation around, but what did they do right? You know what I mean? Like, तेरे को लगता है चाइना में करप्शन नहीं था, चाइना में भी करप्शन रहेगा, है ना?
अभी भी है, काफी
है ना? तो what the fuck are they doing right that we are not doing right? That they are able to build infrastructure so much better than we are?
Slavery, bro.
No, dude.
That's a positive disguised as a negative, okay? Or the other way around,
It's
actually.
very difficult, dude. It's तेरे को लगता
Talking to
है.
the labor
क्या
force
अच्छा
is
किया?
the one
Slavery
way.
अच्छा किया, bro.
No, लगता है.
मैं तारीफ ही तो कर रहा हूँ मैं क्या गलत बोला? अच्छा किया ना slavery.
नहीं अगर प्रॉफिट मोटिव है
तो तेरा फावड़ा क्या मस्त है यार.
I was saying something they're doing right. Like everybody's like Singapore had a dictatorship for the longest time.
No, but China is imploding. For example, recently what had happened was a lot of banks went ahead and just announced that the money of depositors will now be treated as assets by the bank to trade. And they have been locked in, so you won't be able to, you know, withdraw your money. And in order to stop the people from losing their shit, because they will come outside banks, and they did. To save the banks, they rolled out tanks in front of the bank to be like, throw a stone. You throw a stone and see, and guess what? You are not withdrawing shit for 7 months.
And
Why?
China
Because
knows
they
tanks.
have lent a lot of money to a lot of countries. So at some point of time, that business strategy will get a lot of friction, you know, where it's just not smooth now. Cash flow is not smooth. It's not coming back because you spend so much money buying most of America and Africa and whatnot, that and they are not able to pay you back. Then you told Africans, yeah, mines वगैरह सब कुछ मेरा. Okay. But
That's
it's still
not how it
not
works, by the way. Like that's
I know.
it's a very oversimplification of like
Yes.
China
ये
के
life
100 रुपया
है.
दिया और फिर बोला ये तेरा पत्थर मांगता है मेरे को.
Aakash, it's for comedians. I'm not breaking shit
Trying
down.
to break it down into 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Geopolitics.
That is it.
But
Nobody's
that was a
looking.
whole but इसमें ना बहुत propaganda होता है, dude. Like there's a lot of Western media propaganda in all of this as well. Remember when they were like China's gonna take over the airport in I think Uganda or something? That was never going to happen. Like कोई कुछ ऐसा बोला भी नहीं था. But these people were like नहीं नहीं ये लोग कर देंगे, just to like kind of create that hype and fear around China.
Like 2 points of legit demonization and third point free.
Yeah.
Like is that sort of a fact और ये भी है रे. अरे ये दो किया तो तीसरा क्यों नहीं करेगा?
ये वेस्टर्न मीडिया का स्कैम मेरे को मालूम पड़ा. Like I was like huge World War II fan. I don't know if that's a thing you should say.
I'll tell you why. Because the whole world was at war. I need to know this shit.
ऐसा क्या हो गया?
Exactly.
But
ऐसा
the
क्या
problem
और
is,
कैसे?
but nobody focuses on the ऐसा क्या हो गया. We focus on the कौन किसको किधर मारा.
कौन से मॉडल के प्लेन से कौन सा गन यूज कर. No, so Western propaganda till date, you know what they tell us. This is what you did like some time back. You look slavery अच्छा किया ना. This is what Western media did to Russia because they were now the other bloc, right? So they were like the Russian winter defeated Germany. Apparently that's a myth. थोड़ा ठंडा था, but बाकी सब रशिया किया. But like they've
Scorched
been
earth वगैरह.
discredited like through like articles, books, memes at this point where everyone like Russian winter, Russia तो कुछ they fucking made.
So इसका interesting because I know the thing. So उसमें क्या है? There's a season in Russia which the word is in Russian but it loosely translates to mud. The season is fucking mud. It's between the winter and the monsoon rain time, whatever, and it's like just everything is shitty and tough to get through.
Slush.
Like
Basically.
So like what I think, in my opinion, what defeated Russia was what defeated Germany at the end was lack of fucks for anything.
हाँ.
He was like भले लोग मरे, भले कुछ भी हो, लौड़ा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. हम नहीं हटे, और अगर हम हटेंगे तो हम ऐसा छोड़ेंगे कि हम खुद भी ना इस्तेमाल कर पाए.
burn everything.
बहुत देश है अपने पास.
स्टालिन
Yeah,
का
and that's what they want. But we fucking put it on winter. Like till date we are like, Russian में क्या ठंडी.
But it's like one of the, it's a very classic cricket pitch situation where if you're batting,
Yeah.
रशिया को क्या था ना, रशिया ना क्रीज से थोड़ा बाहर खड़ा था, तो उसके पास पीछे आने का जगह था. समझ रहा है? बाकी फ्रांस तो क्या है, वो हार्दिक पांड्या, वो स्टंप को लग के खड़ा है, तो किधर जाएगा वो?
किधर? Correct.
नहीं जाएगा, उसका पैर लग जाएगा, तो वो आउट हो गया.
You sound like a fun history tuition.
It's a dream, you know. I would be so happy to be that guy.
It's a lot of fun. I taught literature for 7 years. It's a lot of fun to teach.
Right.
That was the only good part about the vocation is the classroom.
Yeah.
Everything else sucks.
Yeah.
But when you are able to like discuss 1984 and go into the power dynamics and how it all works, and then you see that sheen of first like peeking behind the curtain like क्या बात कर रहे हो सच्ची it's that deep like the first time you see the x-ray of a root canal and you're shocked like fuck it's half my jaw what is going on it's that thing and that is the moment of honesty that you are able to share with like a group of people like dude this attached but this is the truth.
So here's the thing, the best part of classroom teaching for you was like there is a boogeyman, kids.
Yes. And you think there's one? Wait a minute. Turn the page, okay? अगले chapter में 4 है.
There's a boogeyman, his name is Mark Zuckerberg. Or Elon Musk, whatever you want.
He is the worst like
Chengis, like
Huh?
or Chengis, like all of them were.
But like, I
yeah,
don't
but
think it's-
Jungles had the boogeyman vibe. Mark Zuckerberg is like you feel like yeah तो चमाट मार सकता है मैं.
But
एक
like,
तो चमाट मार
the
सकता है.
future, like the meek
Hey,
will
don't
inherit the earth, right?
Stereotype villains, okay. Villain
Oh, you
can
think
do whatever it wants. Okay.
You are
can
true.
look like anything.
you are true.
Yes.
Villain
In fact,
right
Villain is
activist.
diversified.
Villain's right activist.
Someone
Bhavneet.
has to.
Yeah.
But listen, didn't
Villain right activist.
doesn't the Bible say the meek will inherit the earth?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is Mark Zuckerberg?
That is true. That's the whole Silicon Valley for me.
He's fucking doing it with that Pulp Fiction shirt also.
He's that guy in the coffee shop who just, I've seen everything. Dude. That's what it is. Like, yeah, you've come to rob me, motherfucker. I rob myself of happiness. 2 years into my life. Who are you?
ले मुझे इस वॉलेट से कुछ नहीं मिला.
मेरे को लगता है तू भर पाएगा ना ले.
So I think that there is a lot of scope for what's it called?
There's a lot of self things, bro.
Yeah. And there's a lot of scope in all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I think the right word for it is self-survey. Like
Yeah.
like or self-assessment, not so much self-awareness. Like
Introspection is
knowing
the
how
word.
you feel, it doesn't mean that what you feel is okay.
Correct.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's step one.
And it's a big step.
Yeah.
You can't even take just one step.
Yeah,
You have to fucking climb that. You know?
But most of us are happy there. मेरे को मालूम है मैं लौड़ा हूँ. And then they just asshole continue the same shit.
Now I'll be the best Lord.
मैं उधर ही रुक गया, bro. That is it. My personality 8 inches. Deal with it. That is what basically you are telling the world. It is a very limiting way to look at life. But then, like again, the thing comes ki you need some breathing space to have that. Like for my college, I traveled by local trains a lot. Even now I do. Fucking why am I saying like life has changed? I have a Mercedes with a butler now. No, that's not the case. But
I like that he doesn't have a driver, he has a butler.
हाँ,
चला खुद रहा है अभी.
तू सिर्फ शैंपेन दे, ठीक है? मैं ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइविंग करेगा. इतना पैसा है मेरे
वो
पास.
ऑलिव खिलाएगा तेरे को बाजू में बैठ के.
Hey, no, between a butler and a driver, I want a butler.
Yeah, because the butler
definitely,
applies outside of the car as well. Types.
Yeah, and driving is fun.
Yeah, and it's an
Everything
expen-
butler does isn't.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like
well
he's
done.
cleaning up after me, dude. Like the car I'll drive.
I'm looking
Mercedes.
forward to when you get a genie. You have great specific wishes.
And also I think the genie would just be very happy. Like Finally, I got rubbed out by a sorted person.
That was exactly what it was.
Others 10,000 people or 3 wishes. I want 10,000 wishes. Everybody was just that.
I'm just not comfortable with the wording. Everything else I agree with.
Genies are basically just lamp cum.
Yeah.
Like you jerk off a lamp lit up. And then genie is what comes out.
And the entire 90s will believe you.
Yeah.
The fact that the Aladdin story starts in Arabian Nights, I think everything is just, it was supposed to be a softcore porn.
Oh, it's quite dirty. Yeah, it's quite nasty. The Arabian Nights, 100 Nights, it's quite nasty, man.
Okay.
I mean, it should have been
So it's justified whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good, right? I am not wrong.
उसमें
Sorted, man.
बहुत सारे स्टोरीज है और उसमें से थोड़े स्टोरीज सेक्सुअल भी है.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
हाँ,
ये नहीं
like
पता था.
है पर वो मतलब
That's why there were only 20 in that book. 1001 बोल के.
you know the story of Hawaii is 1001, right? Like there was a Raja and like she would keep telling stories so as long
So
as
that she doesn't get killed.
yeah. Like and like look at this as a motivator.
हाँ.
Like you know what I mean? Like what a great motivator.
5 मिनट लिखने को नहीं हो रहा है.
The same like narrative exists in a lot of different mythologies also. Like Greek mythology में Orpheus का है कि
Let's
क्या वो
not get into how many mythologies intersect.
because-
क्योंकि हम सब जेल जाएंगे.
It exists in Sholay also, by the way.
It definitely does. Yeah. And I think like, coming back to the lamp ka thing, what he was telling, like the lamp thing basically meant like Nasib ka land. Like that is what it is. Like if this comes, everything is sorted, dude.
इसलिए बोलते हैं थोड़ा थूक डाल के फिर रब. तो देखा है ना ऐसा वो थू करता है फिर.
खुद को देख सकता है तो उसमें फिर बराबर काम कर रहा है, ठीक है? We'll wrap up in some time. How much have we? Oh, beautiful. All right, we've hit the sweet. Went up like, but it's fine. We've got a lot of stuff. In fact, the moment we started coming to mythologies, we were like, yeah, let's stop this here now.
खत्म हो गया.
क्या ना मैं इसका मैनेजर भी है also. We can go on for another 10 minutes. I'm good. Like
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
that's the best part of a podcast. You can edit.
Also, no, this is where you realize some goodbyes are comfortable, but
Others, I don't want them to happen. No, but like I don't want this experience to end.
yeah, true. You see that? You hear that? You fucking retard. You see this? What you're fucking making over here? Alright, so fucking press follow, alright? Subscribe. See, I'm not even choosing the right button.
It's all the same button, the one they aren't pressing.
Oh, yes.
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many buttons that proverb has lost teeth, you know. Don't press my buttons. Like, which ones, dude?
अच्छा अभी end of podcast है तो हम scene की bitching करें क्या?
Yeah, go for it, man.
क्या?
Irshad.
नहीं I meant तुम लोग करोगे और मैं बोलेगा अच्छा ऐसा भी हुआ क्या?
Let me paint you a picture, okay? Most of the people are focusing on the wrong thing. There's some producers who think that they're going to make everybody's career but cannot even schedule shows properly. And
That could be any producer, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we could be talking about anyone on the planet right now.
yeah,
Like
any.
Correct.
like Bollywood producer,
Yeah.
live show producer, सब लोग को यही लगता है कि मैं
But the-
artist बना सकते हैं.
But yeah, exactly. But the beauty is if they hear this, they'll know. Yeah, it's me. I've
Really?
done this
I think
haramigiri.
I also feel bad for some reason. I don't know why. I'm thinking you're talking about me. Like
Nah.
नहीं, मेरा अलग ट्रिप है. मेरा ट्रिप है कि मैं ओपनिंग एक्ट कौन बुक किया मैं भूल जाता है.
Oh.
So there are
That
times.
is anxiety causing to the opening act.
No, but I let everyone on every time. So like in Gurgaon
So
recently.
there is an open mic before his show.
Then you
We
shouldn't
should
have
just
said
show.
that because the next show you'll have 10 open micers.
मेरे को बोला
तू
था.
मेरे को बोला था.
पर मैं व्हाट्सएप पे ही करता है ये कम्युनिकेशन. और अगर किसी को मेरा कोई लोग मेरा ग्रुप से नंबर लेके मेरे को मैसेज करते हैं तो मैं ब्लॉक भी कर देता हूँ उनको. हाँ तू कभी मिला भी नहीं है मेरे को कैसे पता कि तू कौन है तो मैं क्यों तेरे को स्पॉट दूँ.
That becomes a weird thing, obstacle, like social obstacle thing to maneuver once you start gaining some traction as a comic.
Yeah.
You know, you have a certain set of following, and then sometimes what happens is you get a DM from a person who likes your work.
Yeah.
But you see the anxiety in the wording and the desire
Yeah.
to like you see that they're reaching out to you like be a part of my world.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck, should I be happy or sad that this is happening now?
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know?
But I think it's also just like specifically to opening acts, I think it's also about me changing my priorities in the green room where like I don't care about somebody killing very hard or anything. I want a comfortable green room before I go on stage. Like I want to be in good spirits.
Very important.
Yeah, like I just want to be in good spirits.
Yeah.
The second thing I feel like is ki generally as a life thing, as you get more popular, people have weird expectations of what you can do for them.
Yeah.
It also starts with that. Like people message me as if like I can get them a spot at an open mic, whereas like मैं खुद habitat नहीं करता consistently. You know what I mean? Like नहीं है मेरे पे वो power कि मैं किसी को phone करके बोलूँ और वो तेरे को spot दे दे. And even that power comes when the other person is somebody who you can trust with that power. Like if Bhavneet comes to Bombay, I'll pull a
I know him.
Yeah,
and
like
I've heard him.
Yeah, at least I'll call as many people I can pull a few strings. You know what I mean? But like I know you're great, and I know you want to do comedy. But I know you're great. I know you want to do comedy. I know you're trying your best, but I have no context of you. And you know, the last thing I need is to get somebody who says jail-worthy shit before I go on stage.
Yeah.
It happens so much. It happens way more than you think. Like just like a local comic will be like, "Can I do 5 minutes to open?" You'll be like, "Yes," and then they'll come and do some shit that your audience has no sensibility for. And then you're just like, "Oh fuck!" Like I have to dig out of this sort of hole that has been.
It's like a bad babysitter.
Yeah.
That is still your
तुम
audience.
बच्चा छोड़ के आए और फिर वापस आके बच्चा तुम्हें लौड़ा बुलाने लगे तुमको यार ये तो गलत है.
Also, I think you pick it up with experience. Also, you need to see and think about these things. You know, like you need to understand there are different degrees of stage time. Like an open mic, you're using it differently. When you're opening for somebody, you're not wanting to be the show, but you're wanting to ensure that, all right, I've gotten 5-10 minutes to kill. I'm going to go ahead and do my best, and I'm going to call on the other person. Because guess what? Everybody's paid money to see the other person. They are not here to see like, hey, who's the opening act? So you're getting a chance, an opportunity, and a crowd to do your best and get off. But don't
More
turn
than
them
it's
off.
inspiration, right? Because someday this is what it fucking feels like. It's not just four drunk dudes in a bar.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
is what it eventually can be. Like that is that. So just fucking kill and come. No, like,
Yeah, I usually like to open for the opening act. So usually I'll go on and I'll do like a quick 2, 3 or 5 minutes, just be like, hey, hi, thank you.
Puneet does that as well.
Yeah, Puneet started calling on his opening acts.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Yeah,
Just so he's setting up the vibe.
Exactly.
Because your connection with the audience is clearer.
Exactly. And when I tell them, listen to this guy, he may not be funny, but like, hey,
Give
like,
him a
you know,
go.
Yeah. Or and usually what I say is he's definitely funny. You may not find him funny. Like those are two very
That's
different
important,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
The two
Yeah.
lines need to go together.
So like when that happens, then it's always a better show. Like tonight also I'm very confident of the show going well. Like I would never tell anyone on a lineup where I'm hosting to do something or not do something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, तू कर ले भले वो लोग turn off हो जाए मैं host it. That's my responsibility as a host. I'll take care of it after. But in a special, it's like there's no second act. Like you know what I mean? Like तेरे बाद मैं ही है तो अगर पहला मेरा 20 मिनट वो मूड उठाने में गया तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा.
how are you recovering in your own fucking show?
वही.
Like, why
In this position, dude.
और मतलब मैं आके क्यों रिकवर कर रहा हूँ? हमें तो दे.
It's almost like you're telling the opening act. When that happens now, and like the main act looks at the opening act, the expression is like, तू खड्डा क्यों खोदा गांडू? तो खड्डा खोदने बोला कौन?
मेरे को इनको अभी फैन वापस बनाना पड़ेगा.
Yeah.
And usually I just tell people like don't give a fuck because if you do badly nobody will remember you.
Yeah.
The only like you only can only go well. Like you know what I mean?
and
Like
still they won't remember you क्योंकि तेरे बाद एक season comic जिसका audience है वो 70-80
नहीं,
मिनट
but I
करने
disagree because
no there is a अगर तू बहुत फाड़ दिया तो they will be like वो बढ़िया था नाम याद नहीं like that is the best you get at
this
right
is like post show. This is why I put pressure on opening acts. I'll be like fucking stand next to me when we're doing the photos because there will be people who will want to take photos with you as well. And every
That is
time they say कि
important.
nobody will want to take a photo with me, and every time people want to take photos with
Yeah.
me.
no that's a very Michael Scott
No, dude, it's 100%. That's how you build an audience. Dude.
you know
All of us
Hulk
were-
and Ant-Man in that
All of
Infinite,
us-
no he wants a photo with you he wants to
No, but I'll tell you what, like, you know what will happen is 3 years down the line, you'll put out a video that does slightly better than the others and will come into that person's range. Okay? They'll see it and they'll be like, fuck, I saw this guy way before he was anything and now they have ownership in your story.
okay like that
Like, you know, they feel a part of your journey and they are in some sense, right? Like, because they saw you then and now they're seeing you now.
Yeah.
So, like, let them have that, na?
Okay. Like that's the you need to start beginning to make your following in this manner.
I mean, that's how I've done it at least. And it's like I am very confident of my follower base. Like I don't have the followers to sell brands online, but I have the followers to sell tickets on the ground.
That's enough,
We've
dude.
got
That's
a
the best
Liverpool
thing.
fan base.
Yeah.
वो 30 साल भी हारा तो उधर रहेगा. That is what it is.
And that is
Yes, that.
टैटू में उतना दर्द नहीं हुआ.
In fact, you know what? That's a great joke to end it on. Thanks for staying with us and thanks for staying with Liverpool.
Bye.
Yes, Bhavneet, Aakash Mehta, you'll see their Instagram handles. Do press follow if you don't. Follow them on Instagram, and more than anything else, what they would really like is turn up for their live shows.
Yes.
All right?
Buy a ticket.
Yes, buy a ticket.
Buy my love.
For 1 hour in varying
For
spectrum.
for the 7 minutes after the show, where we take a photo.
Where our shoulders will meet.
That's the champagne room of
और
comedy.
उसमें भी तुम हाथ रखोगे पीछे से और मेरा हाथ आके थप्पड़ मारेगा तुमको.
I learned 2 things. He's funny and a germaphobe.
Just don't like being groped.
I'm a fan personally.
चलो लगाओ हाथ.
Switch on the other cameras now. Bye-bye. This was nice. This is what I